33.
Yeah, we are live tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going down, man. The energy is
They hit us.
no thing. No thing. Do the work. Oh, we got a show. Oh, we got some beautiful things tonight for y'all. 5 Chiefs in the building, uptown, downtown, culture at its finest. We are going to send WBOK and our Shabbat show off in style out here. Yes, it is going down. Everybody's in the building. I hope y'all enjoy the night. We're about to open up the show, doing the work. Welcome, welcome to a Hebrews.
Stay.
Oh, welcome. There we go. Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. We are your humble servants and hosts for tonight. I am Kyle.
And I am Uba.
Yes, we need, yes.
Yeah, we live.
We are live. I want y'all to know out here in Radio Land, we got a lot going on. We are gonna send. We are sending. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this doing it.
I'm talking about this. I'm gonna bring y'all back. I'm gonna bring y'all back to the '90s, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. You know.
Yes. Right there.
We're not gonna be quiet tonight. No.
Good.
No,
Good.
not tonight.
Good.
Something to say.
Yeah. See, tonight
Testimony.
we are sending out WBOK in grand fashion.
Grande passion.
Yes. We got all rooms filled on the top of the upper room. You know what I'm saying? we use
food out there, too.
We have people in the control room. We got people in the booth.
Yes,
We got
indeed.
people in the boardroom. We are having a Shabbat celebration
Yes.
dinner tonight.
Yes.
It is on.
It, as you know, for almost a year close, we have been doing our Shabbat broadcast from WBOK. And it's been great. It's the first time that the airways have heard about Hebrews in New Orleans from a strictly scriptural basis, strictly knowledge and wisdom. So we really didn't want to let this night go by or this event or this moment go by without recognizing how awesome of an opportunity it was to let the word of the Most High go out in the airways of New Orleans to hear the Most High's real name. How many of you in New Orleans knew the real name of the Most High? Ahaya, Ashur, Ahaya. I was raised in this city over 40 years. I never heard the Most High's name. I heard God. I heard Isusus, which is y'all Jesus, Yahweh, Jehovah. You know what I'm saying? I heard some names.
Smith in the process.
Right.
This is a process. Man.
But you have never heard the Hebrew, the Hebraic, the original tongue of our people, of the Most High's people, how and what they referred to him. And it was the Most High that told Moses this when he asked the Most High, who shall I say when I go to the people that have given these commandments and have taken them out of Egypt? And he said, I am that I am. And in Hebrew, that means Ahaya, Ashur, Ahaya. Yes. So we had to mark this, you dig? We had to bring out the food. We got some fried fish in the building. My brother Oba, the Haitian, just went in tonight. We got
Ah, you do when Creole a black, some not much like Creole, you know. You know, it's no big deal. You say the Creoles are showing up. You say the big chiefs are showing up.
Yeah.
Right? You got the big chiefs.
That's
The
right.
big queens is in the room.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So basically, what we've done, my brother did was a vegetable curry. We have beets, jambalaya. So instead of meat, we have some plant-based sausage in there with beets. It's with a coconut sauce, kind of like a light coconut sauce too. I mean, man, it's good eating. You know, we got some croissants, we got some other things. We have a feast on this night, and most importantly, more than the food, we have good spirits in the building tonight.
Oh, praises to the Most High.
We have some very positive
Oh, praises.
I agree
spirits.
120,000% if there was one, and I know there is one.
Yes.
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 This is what heaven feels like.
Yes, it is. So, we are at we have people saying send them a plate right now. I see you, Ema. Yes, now we wish we could, y'all in San Antonio. It's kind of hard to send a plate to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Amazon moving in, brother, man, so you might be able to send them a plate.
Speaking of that,
They done took over the Whole Foods and all that.
damn.
Looking at
Hey, y'all noticed the new Amazon trucks on the streets? Deep.
You know?
Yes. So in all of that, and we're gonna touch upon all of that tonight. Close that door for me. We're gonna touch upon much of that tonight, being the fact that this night is about brotherhood. What kind of things will break brotherhood up? And what things that need to keep brotherhood together, right? On Shabbat, when we come together, we got to know how to be together, to kick it together, to want to come back and stay together, right?
Right about that.
There has to be an order in the manner in which we operate. We have to, and we don't need laws, right?
Nope.
Not European laws.
No.
We need the Most High's laws to do that. It's the only laws that you need in order to know how to converse, how to do business, how to interact, how to show love to your brethren and your sisters.
Whoa,
no.
You said a lot, big brother.
I know I'm saying a lot. I know I'm saying a lot.
You know.
Hey,
733, bro.
hey,
Feeling safe.
I know.
You gotta be. You know?
Is there an order to these?
There is an order.
Yeah, no.
I'm saying there is
I'm a
an.
best on yet. I'm a best.
Thank you. There is an order to these laws, right? But in order for man, and we want to get all of our understanding clear tonight as we go forward on this 2-hour show, because we're talking about culture. And we're going to talk about some sensitive things here and there. You may hear some sensitive things here and there. So let's get our ground rules, our index, so to speak, together, right?
Yes, indeed, my brother.
Understand who we are and what that means as a Hebrew and how we are to deal with brothers and brethren. First of all, color is out.
Out the window. Color does not matter.
Oh, man.
Out the window.
Color is out.
This is fun.
We don't have any racist fun here.
Nope.
No racist fun.
Out the window.
Sorry, I know that's the call of the day. I know it's the call of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
It's-
a more open world.
It's the call of the day to do racist. I know. We don't care about that. We really go upon the spirit of a person. Yes. If we want to dumb it down, we can go character, we can say your character of each human being. But we are spirit-led here as a Hebrew. And so we're not going to mix the words and make the words for you to feel comfortable hearing, right? Yes. So we are spirit-driven here. So if your spirit is off, then unfortunately our vibrations are off and we can't move forward. Right. No matter, right? Yes. Last I heard, Hertz have no colors.
That's true. That is
Last I
true.
checked,
Yeah.
Hertz
has no color. That's right.
You can measure someone's hertz. Yeah.
He's got a friend here that's local. He can measure your hertz.
He can measure your hertz, right? So what we're saying is that as we go forward and we talk about where we're going, because our city is in a very sensitive, fragile position right now. We have major corporate people coming into our city.
Speak on that.
See, we may think that we're doing big business here, and our agriculture is big business, and our land is the richest in the world. Our port is pretty major. But see, there was a thing that kind of held major corporations from coming here. And it also goes right back to the agriculture. See, we can't sustain skyscrapers, right?
That's right.
You know? Something as simple as that is what has held the onslaught of the gold rush to what we will call our culture of New Orleans. Believe it or not. As simple as that. Because if we were able to have sky rises here, we would have the likes of the Trumps.
True.
We would have the likes of the Capitol Records and the large places because
Well, if you think about it, there are places that are like islands, like Dubai, that have those. So maybe if people learn how to build like that, they might, try to do that.
or maybe they can just waste their money and do stupidity and just decide to build on a hurricane, on a what's that the
Levy?
no when the slides are coming, the plates are right there.
Tectonic.
Yeah, you can decide to build a giant building on a tectonic plate. I mean, you can do it. You can want to defy the laws of the Most High. But I'm just saying that understand clearly that if the ability for them to truly market this place was in place, because remember, everything was built, our major cities, steel and concrete, Philadelphia, New York. I mean, look at how our United States was built. So New Orleans, at the turn of the century in 1800s, had the largest commerce because the ports was the money at that time.
right.
Now, as we built these cities, because we were able to do the skyscrapers, we were able to do large business and banking, is why they built on bedrock places. Didn't come here. But with the new internet, you know what I'm saying? With the new wave and new technology, you understand that they don't have to have these large buildings anymore. So we have Disney. Pat Galloway in the building. Yes, my brother Monte Carlos. Cheryl in the building. Tamara in the building. Big G. Big Queen Loretta Dallas in the building. Vanessa Hopkins. Yes, Johnny Davis in the building. Yolanda Coco. Kiara, yes. Yolanda. Yes, so just wanted to give a shout out right quick. So now we got Amazon and Disney coming in because now Disney is going to use the boat. They're going to bring people via the water. Amazon has just bought all the Whole Foods. They got the Prime coming in. They'll take over all of that. They'll be struggling, anyone trying to do any kind of transportation or any kind of business. So what we're trying to say is that when you think about Disney coming in, say that sounds good, right? We got people coming in, tourism. That's what New Orleans does, Glenn. What's your problem, Kyle?
Get real, man. Get with the program.
Get with the
man.
program. Get with the program. Well, the thing about it is, you never think about the peripheral leeches, right? Like you have a whale that comes into the area. The whale has a bunch of leeches that eats off of him as it goes and where it goes, right? So the side businesses that bring in condos, that bring in developments, that bring in that comes in to take over whatever the culture is, so that they can appropriate that and redo it in their company way, so that they can be in with the Vegas. So you make this place the next Vegas. You see what I'm saying? So now, oh yeah.
There you go.
So instead of having dancing girls, can girls, you got Indians.
Coming after the culture?
See, if they could turn this Indian culture into the same type of casino, plain Mongolian Indians, then with a built-in population, whoa, we winning, baby. Get it? Big Chief Shaka Zulu's downstairs. Could somebody go and grab Chief downstairs? Go ahead, my brother, you want. So we have to understand that places like this right now, and you wonder why BOK is being closed or being sold, well, this is prime selling time. Unfortunate for us, it's the last radio station that speaks to urban concerns openly and unapologetically. That's what you're going to miss with WBOK. And that's the tip of the iceberg to come with Disney, Amazon, Monsanto. Who else we got lurking? We got a whole bunch of lurkers out there. Got a whole bunch of lurkers that get in their land and that's working on in between the North Shore, Baton Rouge, all the way to the east and Hammond. Yeah, that's setting up shop that's about to converge. So when we stop and take a moment, we realize that everything in the city is up for sale. This is a fire sale right now. And it has nothing to do with color. Nothing to do with color. It has to do with the dominion that's coming in. And the dominion get money. Don't worry, there's gonna be money exchange. There's a certain dominion that's coming in to really wreck shop. So tonight, and then in the midst of that, we're gonna have to learn how to get together. We're gonna have to learn how to bury the hatchet, old 300-year issues that we have, families, like what they call that, the Hatfields and McCoys. We got a bunch of them Hatfields and McCoys in New Orleans. They just names that, I'm not going to say right now. You know what I'm saying? But there's a whole bunch of Hatfields and McCoys. We got a whole bunch of Creoles against dark skins. We got the Africans against the Haitians. We got the Europeans against the Polish, the Irish against this. Say, bruh, y'all can hold on to them 300-year-old lines of battle, but you're going to die with them. It's a new thing in town. It's called tribes, and it's called spirituality. Mark the words. Because, see, this war that we're dealing with right now, we're about to deal with Putin, you dig? And we're dealing with Trump, you dig? And we're talking about China, you dig? That's a lot of manufacturing.
So, you got to start looking at everything in your crib.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of it is made in China.
And China.
It's going to get interesting.
Now, I'm going to give y'all a little coinkydink, something y'all might want to think about. Something that just came across the desk, through our search in YouTube. Made some sense to me. Thought that I should pass it along to you guys. This whole government shutdown, right? We know that China, everything that we recall in food in America comes from China. China has been trying to ship the worst food to us from day one. Now, you say, okay, what does that have to do, Kaya? What are we saying, Kaya? What we're saying is that now that the government shutdown has happened, that means FDA and the USDA isn't regulating the food that's coming across because you got to feed everybody. You can't stop the food, right?
What?
We would have a riot, right? If they didn't have food. So they still got to send food through, but nobody is regulating the food.
So right now? You're talking like right now?
Right now.
So right now.
Right now.
Not yet, not tomorrow.
Nah.
Not tomorrow, like
Right now.
7:45.
At 7:45 on this Shabbat, anything that you get in a grocery store, depending on when they received it, may not have a tag of certification, or it may have a tag that somebody just threw on there because they're overworked, because there used to be 10 people doing their job and now there's 2.
Wow. So what about those folks that say, I'll give it 30 to 90 days. Come on, man. There's a lot of food going on.
Work it out, right?
We'll work it out.
But how, when they do come back in 30 days and China has gotten this rotten chicken through, we got eggplants that got petroleum paint on them. Yeah, the Chinese eggplant doesn't come purple. The Chinese eggplant is dipped in purple paint. They call it food dyes. Coincidence.
Well, there's supposed to be like a lot
Food dyes.
Food dyes supposed to be like, I think like 90 or so meters away.
Uh-huh.
Each color dye, and their dyes are not really that far away from each other.
Yeah. And my sister's, text is sending me a message saying that somehow or something they worked out for this small time, they have the shutdown is over. But let me ask you a question. all the food that got through in these 30 days, who is going to go and check that? All the food that is piled up that has not been expected, are they going to throw that away?
Probably not.
Are they going to give it a second harvest and give it to your kids for lunch, for school?
You think they would do something so?
Oh, that's what they do. That's exactly what Second Harvest gets their food, though. You didn't know that's what Second Harvest gets their food, that gives you the after-school program to our kids? Yes. They get the food that won't be served at a grocery store or in a restaurant goes to Second Harvest when it's at being spoiled.
Man, I guess they just make do, man. Man, that's wow.
So when we look at all of the fact that China has been continuing to do this, I don't know if y'all remember the report that Africa sent back. I can't believe how many pallets of chicken because it was fully infested with bacteria and worms. Remember?
Chicken over in California, bro. That wasn't chicken.
Yeah, it was actually rat meat that came from China as well. And it packages that. And it's a chemical that they can use once they get the rat meat in there that makes it look like chicken and makes it taste like chicken. That's a fact. That's not conspiracy theory. All right. So when we're talking about the fact that everything is in jeopardy right now, your food, you can remember when the United States came in to take over the Indians, us, the black Indians of the South. They always give us in our history books that they didn't kill us. No, they died, 2/3 died by disease. What do you think happens when the food comes in wrong and everybody died from disease?
Well, if you don't know where to get your food from,
If you ain't growing, if you're looking at the ground like it's a nuisance that dirt gets under your feet and you don't understand how to till that soil and plant something to grow food, this might be a trying time for you.
it's time we start doing these classes, man. It's happening.
Yeah. So what we're trying to tell you on this Shabbat is that any issues you've had with your sisters or your brethren over European filthy lucre,
What's filthy lucre, bro? Not
filthy lucre in scripture is called money.
What's
Dineros,
everybody knows
the yang, the yang.
It says in God we trust. You gotta
Yeah,
trust
in
something
God
that
they trust.
It tells me in God we trust. So I got, you know what I'm saying, man? We gotta trust in something. You know?
Right. Nah.
No?
No. I said no. How you had a friend say? I say no. I say no. You French are some horrible people. Anyway, I digress. They actually got on TV and said that Africa could not have their art that France stole from them because they did not know the value of it, and that France had given them the value. They had built these great museums to show it. So these people had it on the side of a dirt road. We made it this. How dare they ask for it back? That's why I made that comment about you French. That was pretty. Wouldn't know what to do with their art. The art they created. They wouldn't know what to do with it. Yeah. They wouldn't know what to do with the art that they created. They wouldn't know what to do with it. I want y'all to understand that we are coming to a time where what you call money, filthy lucre, which is not backed by gold, okay? The greenbacks that you have is not backed by any real gold. Not to mention that globally, that dollar isn't even traded anymore. Remember before Trump, in the good old days, when the petrodollar, when it was off of the petrodollar, when it was off the American dollar, and everybody, dollar was less than ours. Remember everybody was talking about how they could convert their money, thinking about getting all the money you can get here and then going to your country and converting all your U.S. dollars and then coming up.
Oh man, they're gonna be shocked.
Yeah, that's it.
Already.
Yeah.
Federal Reserve, already ran away with everything. Wow.
Federal Reserve ran off with the money a long time ago. Right? So we are cycling this paper around here, and this paper really ain't got no backing. None. And the fact that China has bought mostly all of Africa. I mean, we already told you that the whole entire education, the schools in Africa speaks Mandarin. When we tell you that China built Venezuela a dam that didn't work, and they backed that dam, Venezuela backed the fact that they would pay for that dam through their resources, through their gas and natural resources and land. And then so since the dam didn't work, Venezuela said, we're not gonna pay. And China say, bruh, it don't work like that. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
They let you know who the big chief is.
Y'all hear what I'm saying?
They know who
Right.
the big chief is.
I want y'all to understand, right? I want y'all to understand what China did. I want y'all to understand gangster moves. Y'all think y'all gangster on the block when you holding down the gat and you put it to somebody's head? Let me tell you what China did. China went into a country that needed to be able to direct its resources. Said, we will build a dam for you. You don't have to pay us no money. We will build this dam. The agriculture, it'll help you kick up your money. Everything will be gone. It's lovely. But China built them a dam that didn't work. So all of their resources and everything they were planning to do to make money for their community through this dam, they could not. So they decided not to pay the loan. And China said, no, give us what you owe. We built it. I don't care if it works or not. And they said, well, we're not paying you. Said, well, that's all right, because you backed it with your natural resources and your land. So now China, who has the largest military force in the world, sends down their troops to get their land and resources.
Yes, they
Who pays for something called the Chinese dam? That sounds like scary.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just, that kind of guy.
Who wants a Chinese dam, right?
Chinese dam? I'm like shaking, I'm scratching my head.
So we saying y'all gotta recognize. You gotta recognize that China's making this full wave move. It's got through Africa. It's bought most of Africa. It's got the school system speaking Mandarin. It has bought most of the West Coast of America, because remember in Obama time, the British had to put out a letter stating that the United States could no longer sell land to China because it wasn't United States land to sell. But United States was bargaining it and they could not pay their loan. So therefore, China owns the land. No longer globally do we trade by the American dollar, we trade by the Chinese dollar.
Correct.
So when you have the Pope, this is a Catholic city, right? Catholic state, right? You got the Pope cutting a deal with China saying that we're going to let your holy people that have nothing to do with Christianity, Taoism and Taoism and Buddha, become saints inside of our Christianity. Yes, listen what I'm saying. The Pope, yes, the Pope and the Chinese president has come together and said that they're going to bring the Vatican to China, and in order to make the people of China who are not, they believe in not Christianity, they believe in none of that. They're going to take their three belief systems of Tao, Tao, and Buddha and make them saints inside of Christianity and write them into the book.
So they about to remix it.
Yeah, they're about to put it in the book. You feel me? And y'all trip on us when we say, don't you know that Sir Francis Bacon wrote this book? We're about to go in a time when China is about to have its own saints in here. Remember, this book is sold 2 million books a day or a month is sold. Bibles. 2 million books a month is sold in the world. Now you're going to get new versions with Tao, Tao, and Buddhist in it. And you say we tripping because we telling you that Sir Francis Bacon and the Queen wrote this book?
Right.
And that you got to read between the lines to understand it? That reason over it? Or your pastor or your preacher or whatever give you a couple of lines. If you ain't searching for your own discernment, if you ain't going for the Most High, if you ain't meditating, if you ain't praying, you going to miss it all. But it's right here. You got to research, bro.
Oh, man, we tired though, working and stuff, man. We go to work, man.
It's amazing, you know.
You know what I mean? We go to work.
It's amazing. The Most High has put me in a position to be able to speak from example, from experience. You think? I've been an altar boy. I've been a gang member. I've been in jail for murder. I've been in jail for drugs. I done started more businesses here. I done helped more people than you can imagine.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about this Catholicism, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you about this jail thing. See, when we all go get locked up, we find this book. Oh, do we find the book in jail? Oh, man, you got some of the best prophets and preachers you ever want to hear in jail, you heard? The best you gonna find. And as soon as they get here, they get out, they get caught up again. Those are the ones that we definitely got to come back for. See, you brothers that got in there and found it, and it hit you, and then you came out here, you had nothing to support you. That's what we're here for. Because you know. Back to my point. When you understand that the world that we are in is an illusion in the sense that is a false sense of security in which you walk around every day. Thinking that your vote, thinking that becoming a politician, thinking that any of those things is going to change what has already been written in this scripture. Tell me which one of you that graduated from law school, that is a lawyer or that's a governor, that's a state representative, that served anything, how did that prepare you for the Gog and Magog battle of Russia and America and Iran? Tell me what law book helped you with that. Solve it, because obviously it didn't get solved. So tell me what law book helped you or prepared you to try and solve these prophecies that's been happening, these wars. You can't. So until you realize that none of this is what it seems, none of this is what it seems. The only reality that you have is by seeking his face. We're going to get into some music. And then we're going to bring a chief on. Yeah, because it's about brotherhood. Understand that we're about to be in perilous times. We're already in perilous times. That's why Hebrew State of Being was started, so that brothers and I, we can all find each other that want to be at a higher vibration, that want to be spiritually connected, that want to take care of their community, that's willing to die and put their life and their love and on this line.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So that's what we're here about. That's what we're talking about tonight. How do we work together as brothers and sisters as we're walking into a time where we're all about to be under attack? How do we put back our petty and go forward with love? Let's go, baby. Man.
Oh my God, dog. Really right. I've been growing a lot in my distance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Praise I'm glad to hear that. What's going down? You understand? You want to come over here.
Yes,
Holler at the
indeed.
people for a minute.
People.
I go use the bathroom, go grab a cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Grab
I
some
will,
water.
I will go ahead and take over. Shabbat Shalom, baby. I hope everybody is doing all right. Hope everybody eating good on this Shabbat. You know, eating good food, eating clean. We are in the spirit here. We got hitters. We got the Chiefs. You know, we got say red, say red.
I got all the videos.
So we hope everybody's doing good. We hope everybody's good on the Shabbat Shalom. Shout out to everybody that joined us in the Hebrew state of being. Yes, we are in a good spirit.
Ones who give you philosophy, they give you scripture, they don't say what they say. Watch what they do. They say
This
maybe
world definitely agree, Sister Tamara. Definitely agree. Civil unrest and war is on deck in this world. Yeah, say that again. Yeah. Very, very true. You know, the whole Gog and Magog. Been really intrigued with that info on Gog and Magog, and you know, do more deeper studies into it. And that's the first thing I think of when Sister Mara when she said that Gog and Magog definitely come to mind heavy, which is the most intriguing topic to me that we covered so far. So definitely. It's Shabbat Shalom, baby. We gonna get it.
If it doesn't line up with all the precepts, it's false. Oh, you don't believe me?
Yes, prophet, bro. His words. You know it. Yeah, prophet broke his words. Hey, I think the book of Jeremiah, correct me if I'm wrong, touches on, I believe in the beginning chapter, I believe Jeremiah touches on the Most High, through him and through the prophets that, he touched upon their mouth and spoke his word. So definitely facts to Miss, is that Willa Jones Williams, facts.
Follow me because I follow the Most High. I hide it through his son Yasha, and the Holy Spirit could come a while. All praises to the Father high. Precept on precept, body edification. Real.
Hope everybody's good. It's doing well. It's Shabbat Shalom. Everybody in the building. We got Chief, Big Chief. Yahoo!
All praise the Most High and His only begotten Son. Hold on, Zion, we ain't got long.
We ain't got long, Zion. We ain't got long.
Turn back while it's still time. Long live the King.
Emma.
So you
Do
can
that.
keep your bribes and paper.
Gotcha. Emma. Thank you for clarifying on that. Probably could give a good one for the Brotherhood. I got a scripture for y'all if y'all ready to hear it. So we got 1 John chapter 4 verse 20, and it reads, if any man say I love Yahweh, Ahaya, and hated his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he had not seen? So let me read that again. If any man say I love the Most High and hated his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he had seen, it's a lot. Let me read that over. For he that loveth not his brother whom he had seen, how can he love the Most High whom he had not seen? How can you love the Most High? You haven't seen him, You say you love the Most High, and then you show disdain for your brother. But you've never seen the Most High, but you've seen your brethren. So you hate your brethren who you can see, and you utter out of your mouth that you love the Most High who you cannot see. It makes perfect sense. You can't really say you love your brethren, a man or a woman, or whatever the case may be, and you're able to see him, and you have a disdain for your brethren, and then you say out of your mouth that you love the Most High. Order of Melchizedek, yes. Yes. What a Melchizedek. I like that. Yes. What a Melchizedek. So Ema. Oh, Ema. I got you. Ema. Sorry about that. Ema. Ema. Got you. I think I've said it wrong. Ema.
It's a strange staying sane, but we got so much to gain. Just hold on, we ain't got long. Kwam Yashra through the pain and the rain, we survive and remain, sending prayers to the throne from here to Guatemala. It's a strange staying sane, but we got so much to gain. Just hold on, we ain't got long.
Where is it? Charger? Do we need it?
Is it possible? Like how much is the charge?
It's 50%. What is it, an Android?
Yeah.
I got it. That's
But
what
it's the
I'm
one
saying.
that's circular.
Let me see.
Like the one that's circular.
Oh, I see. Might be. Was this our only one?
I thought I passed the other one. But unless I take this off. You know what? I'm gonna have to do it. Unplug it so I can do it real quick. Because I gotta use this.
Yes, about to get it in.
Rain, we survive and remain, sending prayers to the throne from here to Guatemala. It's a strange staying sane, but we got so much to gain. Just hold on, we ain't got long. Kwam Yashra Allah. Through the pain and the rain, we survive and remain, sending prayers to the throne from here to Guatemala. It's a strange staying sane, but we got so much to gain. Just hold on, we ain't got long. Kwam Yashra Allah.
Yes.
But first chief we want to bring on is
What time? This shit like
bring
this like a playlist setup.
yeah, I want to grab next week.
I know. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. I come from that jungle where the eyes don't lie. It's cold outside and it's cold inside. It's like everywhere I turn, I just won't let it burn.
Let's see.
More. Because he says,
Yeah, but it's more.
and you think it's all good because they can praise the higher, but they liars.
That's women more.
They lie, living with they face looking like they been in the bathroom, boo-boo and like living.
Yes.
They know they just threatening to cut you off like last time. Anything not to lose that position. This can't be Hebrewism, cause I ain't come for schisms. I ain't come for position. I just wanted baptism. Now all the people ain't really most of them cool, but then when the leader comes around, they keep acting like he do. Two Hebrews and Hebrews that say she
What's up, Big Chief?
What's up, folks? What's going on, brother? Shalom. You look good.
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. What's up?
You gonna sit down and get it? Yeah, you gonna sit. You my boo now.
You can see, you sit with me. We about to be on.
You, I'm gonna talk.
Yes, we are back in the building.
You ain't wanna be on?
We got one of our first chiefs tonight, man. We're about
There's
to
a chief, there's a queen.
yes, well, there's a chief, there's a queen. Better know that.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I don't need no
Too
phones,
many-
huh?
It shouldn't be. All right, welcome, Big Chief Shaka Zulu. You gonna have to come over this way a little bit, Chief. Yeah, you got to come a little bit. Yeah. Yes. With the cussing. It's an odd way for me to speak right now, but we're gonna work this out, man.
Who is that, man? That's awesome. Who is that?
Peasy, evenly yoked. Leaders of folk. Never was real. That's all that Hebrew music, man. We trying to bring this new Hebrew hood music to the city. Look, Just because you believe in the Most High don't mean you got to be soft. You got to listen to all the little fluty music. No, we got real music. Real people believe in the Most High, so there's gonna be some real music. Yeah, that's Peasy. RealJudah.com. Check that brother out and get his music. RealJudah.com. The goal is real.
Yeah, man.
First Peter's 4.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, you know.
By his own people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Nothing strange.
I be working with, I be hustling with many hands.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
A lot of certain
Yeah. Yes, man.
purple and gold.
Yes, yes. What's up, Lonnie, my brother? Yeah. He's trying to put that in. Yes. All the McKees are decked. All the McKells are decked. That's right. Got 5 Chiefs in the building tonight. Ready? There we go. You got to get closer to the mic. You got to
Get close.
Yeah, to get a little closer.
Damn.
Not that close. I'm just joking.
You hear me?
You got this. Yes.
Back in the house.
Yes. So, welcome back to WBOK, 12:30 a.m., the last broadcast of the Hebrew State of Being Shabbat show, right?
Yeah, man.
Tonight, we going out with a bang. We ain't doing nothing, right? So we got Big Chief Shaka Zulu
Coochie man.
of that golden feather.
Oh,
You
buddy.
better know about this tribe. I'm so honored to have Big Chief here with
Needle
us
and
tonight. Needle and thread.
Kill him dead.
Oh, watch out, Doc. Now, my brothers and sisters out there, if y'all don't know and out here in WBOK land, man, if you guys ain't had your ears to the street, you hadn't heard about Voices of Congo.
Square.
Yeah, Voices of Congo Square, written by his beautiful queen, Naima, who did not want to get on the radio, but we're not going to hold that against her, you know? We still going to let her eat tonight. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Even though she didn't get on, she can still eat tonight.
Fish, baby tail, lobster.
Yeah. So, you know, but Voices of Congo Square, done at the Orpheum, giving a true cultural history
420.
from across the waters to here. I mean, with the dancers they brought from New York. I mean, this was an absolute Broadway show. Absolute Broadway show. Absolutely. And my brother, you have a little experience with Broadway?
We did Broadway the Hood way.
Yes.
We did
No
Broadway
doubt.
the Hood way.
Yep. So, yeah. So, do that not only with the play and being the first time to have a play of that magnitude about our culture in the city of New Orleans on such a grand scale. They were the first to do it, pioneers of our culture. Most of the time you think about culture, most people think that it's just reliving the past. It's not bringing anything to the future, not burgeoning anything. But these two, this beautiful couple, did just that by taking this culture and showing it in the regal manner from us, by us. You know, I kind of love that. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that I represented it well because his queen is looking at me and I think she has a spear in her hand. So I just hope that I, properly represent. Brother Shaka, would you express what happened in with that
Man,
play?
it was. I'm not saying it because it's my show, but it probably was the best show, the best depiction of the overall Black Carnival traditions of New Orleans
Yes.
that I've ever seen.
Yes.
You know, the history was there, the talent was there,
The rhythm.
rhythm was there, the spirit was there.
Cool. Can you tell them
costuming was there.
Because some people out there, you know, they got people that like to name drop. I'm gonna make you name drop tonight because it's the last time we're gonna be here, so we're gonna drop names. Your drum section, my brother. What you name the people that were in your rhythm section?
Fire in the hole.
Yes, please. Talk about fire in the hole.
Weedy Brahma.
This
This is a cat from djembe, probably one of the best djembe players in the world. We have Baba Alage, say cool. We had Simba, my man all the way from Knoxville who moves here. We had my dad, Baba Zohar, Israel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The King Hebrew Light in the city.
Yes, Hebrew is the light. So
we had
Shalom.
We had a brother Omani from Chicago. We had Curtis Pierre.
Yeah.
Samba man. You know what I'm saying?
Samba.
We had the Samba man.
Yes.
We had let me think. We had Jawari, my spy boy.
Yes.
He's not just a spy boy. He's one of the baddest drummers in the city.
Know that.
Myself,
Yeah, I mean, not just you, but you were pretty a
I
beast
put
on
it
it.
down too.
Let me just say like this.
I'm not just a stilt dancer, Indian chief, a drummer.
I mean,
producer.
so let's speak about the hold on. When we talk about drums, let's do them right though.
I was a drummer, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Let's do it right. Before he was a
stilt
chief,
dancer.
Before he was a chief,
You know what I'm saying?
his family, Zohar, traveled the world with a drum company,
They
right?
had a company called Free Spirit. And for many years, and Free Spirit sparked a lot of different groups in the city, Actually, my dad was part of the crew that's responsible for African drum and dance being in this city, period.
Say that again. I was waiting for you to say it. I was waiting for you to say it. Say it one more time.
He was part of a small group of people who brought African drum and dance to the city of New Orleans. He's the instrument in bringing the stilt dancing tradition to New Orleans. He's a pioneer of many different things, but I call him, he always say he was Haskeem from the Nation of Hustline. Because he puts it down,
Yes.
and taught me everything I know. One of the few people that taught me everything I know, or some of the things that I know. Yeah. And the rest I learned how to just enhance some of the things that they taught me. But we had all of these great drummers, man, and the beautiful thing is, no matter what companies they started, what companies they were in, they all came together for that common goal of being able to display perfectly the Black Carnival traditions of New Orleans on the stage. 420 it was last year.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
It was a great day.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it really brought the spirit into the Orpheum. I'm not going to say the Orpheum never had spirit before, but I know one thing for sure.
They ain't never had spirit before.
Yes.
I'm saying that. I'm no disrespect to the New Orleans Philharmonic Symphony and all that.
They bring vibrations.
Spirit is a whole nother thing, man.
Spirit is a whole other type of vibration. So
when you just sit down and just observe musically what's on stage, that's one thing. But when the whole damn place rocking,
yes,
that means something else is involved
spirit.
in that conversation.
That's spirit. I mean? And you can't contain that sometimes,
right.
most of the time.
Right.
So we are blessed here at the Hebrew State of Being to learn a lot. I mean, when Shaka and I first met, man, I had to be the greenest dude to the game of this Indian culture that you want to know. To say that I was born and raised here, I'm just going to say it. I was already in my walk on my Hebrew. We was already doing this thing. But when I met Shaka and found out about Zohar, man, I was like, yo, like, this really happened? Like, this what happened before we even came here? And I heard about the Hebrew movement prior to, and some people had good things to say, some people had bad things to say. But neither, it doesn't matter, because the movement was about the Most High, and it brought his name here. When the name that has been given as the Most High's name here is not the real name. It has been used to subjugate and to oppress us since the 300 years of the city's colonialism. So when we fully understand that without any emotion, you got to give your hats off to someone that would come through this city and get enough of the brothers here that traditionally, like, was it Andrew Jackson? It was Andrew Jackson, right? Yeah. Andrew Jackson that said on his way here to colonize the South, he said all he wanted for the Indians in the South was to be ignorant or uneducated and Christian, and that's pretty Catholic and yeah, that Catholic.
Is that a
and-
Trinity?
Yeah, I mean, Christian, Catholic, and stupid. It's a trinity, you know what I'm saying? So it did. So when we know these things as facts, and to have that happen, and not only are they bringing in the Hebrew, the first ones to bring African still dancing and African rhythms to this city, because as we trying to go through the show and let people know, man, Israel is on the same tectonic plate as Africa. So that means Israel is Africa. Same place. You dig? Stop tripping. Y'all, I mean, really, y'all need to get out yourself on this, man. But
I met some folks that disagree.
they disagree. They think it's the Middle East. They say it's the Middle East, right?
They say something else.
It is the Middle East. No, it's, yeah, no, it's Africa. It's actually that place. But so when you understand how rich that is, and then you go and he becomes and goes under the tutelage of Daryl Montana under Yellow Pocahontas and becomes a big chief. So you got the drumming, you got all these things, then becomes and learns. How long were you under Daryl?
19 years.
19
It's
years.
Yeah, it's from start to scratch. You know, one of the things that Chief told me, and I don't want to say no names, but basically he basically said it was two people that he taught that can take a piece of cardboard, a piece of fabric, a needle, thread, a ruler, a pencil, and a protractor, and ideas, and create a masterpiece. A lot of people can make beautiful suits. And I always, he always said, you can't make a suit by yourself in a whole year. You always need help. But just being lucky enough to be able to start from the very beginning and go through the full process and make a suit without anybody having to tell me how to do it. And that came from Daryl Montana. There's some people who can, they have certain talents in certain areas in terms of constructing a suit. But believe it or not, it's not a whole bunch of people that can really start from scratch all the way to the end. Not to say that people don't need help, because it is a very, very strenuous process, and no two people sew exactly the same. So I was just fortunate to where, I sat down and learned the full process, and Chief would tell you himself, the next year, I never had to ask him anything.
Yes.
Because he told me the first year, I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to start you from the beginning to the end, don't call me no more. Because I'm trying to finish me.
Mine, right? I got to get my suit. I got to get me.
So but not everybody had the patience to go over there, 2 weeks straight and, come back and, ask a few questions here and there. But,
But I think that comes from the amount of learning of culture that you had been immersed in all your life.
Yeah, I was already in the masking culture before I started masking in the tradition. And I think that helps, because I understood the discipline of you're not being your own person in this. I always say once you put a mask on, you become the energy of the entity of what it is that you're masking. So understanding that there's a spiritual connotation to that, when you transform yourself into that mask, then you become selfless. That display becomes the spirit or the energy of these carnival traditions. So that part I didn't really have to do a lot of work on, because I'm by trade grew up a stilt dancer,
right?
Which is a masking tradition,
right?
That's very, very small in the whole world. We just left Tanzania, and people remember stilt dancers, but there weren't any.
Wow,
you know what I mean? So, a lot of what we learned from our African ancestry, we have to reintroduce back to Africa.
Yeah, that's going to be a reoccurring theme.
And that's why New Orleans is so important.
Yes.
We always say this, the last culture in America that started by Africans born in America that's still in its original form.
Yeah.
Self-taught, self-sustained, and self-funded.
Yes, it is.
So, I was just fortunate, man, to have great teachers, people who, understood the talent that I had and fed into that. you know, gave me room and leeway to where, you know, I am the person that I am.
Yes.
And I have a beautiful family that help, you know, not just my wife, friends, and it used to be my mom back in the day, and her friends, and, you know, so it all became understood that this is a community culture, man. It's a community art form, and it belongs to the community.
Yes.
You know, if you
Yes.
black and you in New Orleans, whether you born here, raised here, or just moved here, it's your birthright.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Because
it
not
is.
all of us got here through the slave trade.
Not all of us got here through the slave trade.
Right.
No, we
Yeah, some of us been here.
been
And it's
here.
understood. So that means the culture been here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like Chief Al say, you know, it's two kind of Indians. You got
Innovators,
and
duplicators.
So
And
ain't nothing new under the sun.
And like we
brother.
already showed, that the same people
Right.
that did the transatlantic slave trade were the same ones that took 500,000 from Mexico, Haiti, Dominican Republic before the transatlantic slave trade, took them up to Portugal and Spain, then brought them down to Angola and other European colonized places in Africa. And then from there, they took Angola, Senegal, and all those and brought them back to Africa. So many of those Africans that were there were brought from the Americas to Africa and then shipped right back to the Americas. And then you had also regular Africans that were from that area shipped as well. So understand that we are not trying to be caught up in between that. We're not concerned about that. We're concerned that we all are brothers. And this is a brotherhood. And the way that we build on that is culturally seeking who we are. As he said, he had already grew up in a cultural family, so he understood the value of going back and forth and learning. We too much caught up in European that anything we spend our time in has to give me immediate money. If I'm gonna spend 5 minutes doing anything, how much is it gonna pay me? What you gonna do to give me that? When we start putting value in knowing our history and knowing who we are, that is when we really create all that piece of coal becomes a diamond. And that's all the money you need when you know what you are and what your culture is. You can make money wherever, or you can sustain yourself wherever.
Right, because a lot of times we follow them following us.
Exactly,
You know,
Chief.
you know.
Exactly.
And then you have to understand too that you know, nobody has to put value on your culture.
Mhm.
The culture has value in itself, within itself.
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of times we wait for people to okay or put value on what it is that we do culturally. And that's what the problem is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't really realize how important this city of New Orleans culturally is to the rest of the world.
To the world.
You know,
Yes.
when we were in Africa, you know, you have Maasai beaters, you know, and that beating system goes back 1,000 years.
Mhm.
But it was the excitement about the way we beat it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, because the last conversation I had was, oh, you know, how y'all doing out there? Oh, we beating like y'all now. You know what I'm saying? We sitting here beating, you know.
Black Mexican and
Yeah.
made it to Maasai, and now the Maasai in Tanzania is showing
you know,
like our culture,
It's
man.
what
Come
you
on.
say, y'all already have a tribe. You don't need no tribe. You say, no, we want that. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So it's
yes.
beautiful. So it only means that, you know, what we borrow from African traditions, sometimes you have to come back around and reintroduce
Yes.
those same values to that same system that we got it from. So it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It only means that nothing new under the sun. You know,
That's
history
nothing.
definitely repeats itself. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
And that's why we go
Yeah.
to the book. Even though we know it's been tainted, history repeats itself. It's in there.
It's in there.
You just gotta
Yeah,
read it and spit out the
it's
bones.
your interpretation.
Right, it's your
Right,
interpretation, your
right.
discernment.
Right.
But Chief, thank you. We gonna get the next one, and now you can go get that food now.
I don't want that lot of hate. Coochie mighty. Walk through the cemetery, knock down a tombstone, kick the dead man.
That's right. Chawa. Yes, sir. We get a little song there. And thank you, Chief.
Coochie
And we'll
mighty.
bring in the next Chief next. And we're gonna keep it rolling tonight out here. I want
Yeah,
y'all
man.
to understand we're gonna keep it moving tonight. Yes, it's 8:31, but we started late, so we may go later. Yeah. No, I'm talking about, so I hope everybody's enjoying. 1, 2. Come on, look. Yeah. Right here, Chief.
All right. Right here?
Yeah. So you gotta be right here on that. This is your mic.
All right.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoying the show tonight, man. Let us know what y'all enjoying. We got a lot of information dropping here. Yes. We gotta come a little bit this way, cause gotta get us in this
All right.
in this shot right here. That's right. I need a stool, something that I can. This little skinny camera on Facebook make it hard for me to coordinate these things. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I can get you set up.
Yeah.
It's not in your face like that, but straight ahead. Out, down, and back up. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That'll work. Yeah.
All right. I'm talking.
I need a cord. Anybody got an iPhone cord? That would really be helpful. We running out. Like we're gonna run out on YouTube, but we got it filming though. We filming. We got several cameras going tonight, so this is gonna be a great, this is gonna be a show that we wanna really do some nice production on, something to remember.
All the hard work,
Yeah. You ate yet? You ain't
No, I'm not yet. Waiting on you.
Oh, man. So, yeah, we can, yeah. Welcome back, WBOK. We told you we was gonna keep it going tonight, man. So we got Big Chief Walker, Cook of the Creole Wild West. Whoa! Welcome to the show, Chief.
Right on. Welcome. Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm gonna keep it on Big Chief, Lil Walter, because y'all don't understand. We talking about history right here, right? The oldest tribe in the city, the Creole Wild West. This is the Big Chief. I mean, if y'all don't know history when it's happening, let me help you. It's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? It's happening right now. Big Chief, can you tell us about Creole Wild West?
Well, Creole Wild West, we're one of the oldest Mardi Gras Indian tribes, date back from the 1800s.
Early 1800s.
Early 1800s, a lot of tribes come out there. But, for this, our culture and our tradition, we try to keep the culture going.
Yeah.
The tradition change. And like I said, we're trying to get a lot of brothers to understand the difference between the culture and the tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a big difference, like Chief said, tradition changes every day, right? But culture doesn't change, it stays the same. We were just talking about that before we brought Shaka on, how history repeats itself. So in order for it to repeat itself, it's got to keep on changing, huh?
Matter of fact, you got to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of schooling along with this Mardi Gras and stuff. A lot of them have it twisted how it goes.
Yes.
But if you've been taught, you know how it goes.
Yes.
A lot of them ain't been taught.
And what does it take to be, as a big chief, and a lot of guys, because we were just talking to Shaka, and Shaka said that, out of all the people that had gone through Dow said, that not many people have the ability to come back week after week to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it takes for Indian to truly understand this culture and embody Could you kind of tell us what kind of dedication a person needs?
Well, you know, part of being dedicated, you got to be dedicated to yourself. Then it ain't about me, it ain't about you. If you got a tribe, it's about all of us.
Yes.
This ain't about no one person. We all got a part to play. I got the first and last word, but it ain't about me. It ain't about you. It's about, you know, everybody that's in the, yeah.
Right. You know, people get that mixed up so much, you know. They act like when you're in an organization that there's not supposed to be a leader. If everybody's equal, why we gotta have a leader? Well, you can't go anywhere if you don't have a head. There's no order.
You got to have a head, but just like you say, for this, everybody got a part to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, just like being a leader, you got a part to play. We just playing a part.
Absolutely.
You know, but everybody got to stay busy knowing what they're doing. So just like I said, it ain't about me, it ain't about this, it ain't about that, it's about all of us.
Where did you get that mentality from, Chief?
Well, it dates back, way back.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just about one person. It's about everybody.
In our research, we were reading when they first, America rather, when it was the colony, when they were first doing their manifest destiny and they were coming through the south going to the west, they had these journalists that would travel with the cavalry as they were going into their battles, because of course all kingdoms want to have a record of their conquest, right?
Yeah, that's just like.
But let me check this out. So the journalist that was riding along with the cavalry that was coming at all of the Indians said that the only way the Indians would actually be civilized and actually cross over was that they had to give up the we mentality that you just talked about, Chief, and go into the European I mentality, where I gotta have it, then y'all can eat, or I gotta be the first, and then you can. The we mentality that Chief just talked about is not about me, it's not about you, it's about the tribe. That is ancestrally who we are as a people. That is instinctively how we want to be in this world.
Right. You see, like, when the Caucasians stripped us, they stripped us from all that.
Yes.
They made us like what they wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they stripped the Africans, they stripped the Indians.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they would start wearing top hats and suits and coats and
With their chest plates, with their aprons, they had the top hats. Yes.
Yeah. You know, they had that Caucasian mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when the cowboys was riding, they always kept them alive so they could document this.
Yes.
And like I said, as far as what we doing now, you know, they got a lot of people documenting, you know, getting out, you know, all the information.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come at you, be ready for them.
Be ready for them. And what Chief is talking about is that no longer just second line, people just going there to watch the Indians or to listen to the drums. They are actually coming to write down the movements,
Right.
the drum rhythms, so that they can go and take it back to their place and remake it or try to imitate what they saw.
Yeah, I tell you what, after a while, give it a few years, might be next year, might be year after next, it might be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't watch, we're going to be stripped.
Gonna be stripped again.
Again.
I want you to understand, they stripped us 300 years ago and made us Negro and made us African American. 300 years, men like Big Chief Walter Cook and tribes like the Creole Wild West have been keeping our culture sacred for no money, for nothing. They perform in different events to pay for the cost of making their suits, the cost of living. Last I checked, every person in this country of color has a little bit of hard time making it in this world, right? So what you have is these chiefs that do this culture that has been appropriated by our city from 1984 when we had the World's Fair. Before then, they were the Black Indians. That's why we have the website called Black Masking Indians, because they were the Black Indians, not the Mardi Gras Indians. They take that title so that they are, it's a working title to make money. Ain't nobody mad at that. We just say no, that the first time it happened, they changed us and changed our name and changed our culture. Like Chief said, we started wearing top hats and we wanted to be like them. Now, with this new wave that's coming with Disney, with Amazon, with Monsanto, with all of these major corporations moving in, they're about to do it one more again. And if we don't get the mentality of us and we, they will again do another genocide. They did a paper genocide. They did the actual physical genocide. So what is this genocide going to be if we don't? A marketing genocide?
You know, just like you said, they stripped us already.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to strip us again.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yes.
They're coming in, they're doing it little by little, day by day. And if you don't watch it, we're going to be stripped again.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they were
Look,
doing.
they're bringing the Caucasians, Mardi Gras, and the tambourines, and
Right now-
and learn them how to sew.
And teach them how to sew. You heard this, Chief? You can go online right now. If you're from out of town, another country, and you can order a Caucasian Indian and a Caucasian second line band for your group or company that's coming in.
Yeah.
You won't find them on the street. You won't find them meeting any real Indians like this Indian here, this big chief, but you will see them in corporate, you will see them in hotel ballrooms, you will see that. See, you have to not take for granted that you are under attack. You can't just act as though the little things that are happening doesn't have larger implications. Letting things slide and not standing up for us as a community is what they said in the movie Dope by A$AP Rocky. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. So know this. Amazon marketing, know that our community and culture has already been under attack and been trying to be imitated. We have already been systematically and economically crushed in this city and continuing being crushed. And then when we have trade, we have all these rumors of war, and we have all this stock market and food and China, and it's only going to get tighter. You're only going to have harder decisions to make. We're only trying to present you with the truth, so you have a real decision to make.
You know, just like these Dow and all of them just talking. Like you said, they bring Disney up here and Amazon, all of them with that
Marketing,
paper.
yeah, that paper.
You're going to buy it out.
Coming to buy everybody out. You thought to get 30 grand, 75 grand was popping for your suit. They have corporate dinners that cost more than 75,000. Am I lying, Oba? They got corporate dinners. How many of you Indians out here right now, spy boy, that wouldn't sell your suit for 75 grand? Look yourself in the mirror. Say you ain't gonna sell your suit for 75 grand. Boy, stop playing. Only way you not. Right. The only way that you don't sell that for 75 grand is if you understand the culture and you understand the importance of it. The only way you sell that for 75 grand is if you keep some type of ownership to it, or you work out a deal that gives you residual, meaning that they can't take your suit and open up something that they can charge people to go and see, so they're making residual money. You got a one-time hit. No, bring your lawyers in. Don't take no one-time money. If the person that wants to buy your suit don't want to talk to your attorney, run. Put it like that.
A lot of them don't read that contract.
They don't read the contract.
You know, they say they get them a contract, but they don't know they're signing the right for them to do whatever they got to do instead of getting the money.
Yes.
You know,
It's in the paperwork. Devil's in the details.
get your lawyer.
Get your lawyer. Get your mind right. We got enough black lawyers here. And they're going to be out of work soon because there ain't going to be no political spots for them to get to because when the new people come to town, which are already here, guess who's going to be running for office? Who got the sparkly money? Oh, yeah, man. Politics is about money. So when money comes to town, the money puts their politicians in. Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that's how the game is run? You think you sitting there sweet because you're a politician and you making some money out here? You think it's sweet? Your neck is next. After they get us, after they make you feel comfortable about getting us, because it's about the bigger picture. You know, when the Indians went down and the 5 civilized tribes happened,
They killed the dude that signed the treaty with the United States for the civilized tribe. I don't know if you know that. They killed him. And in order for the civilized tribes to be civilized, they had to accept slavery. It was mandatory by the United States government that they accept slaves. You understand what I'm talking about? See, the money don't come just clean like that. Money don't come just clean like that. See, once you play the prostitute once, it's very hard not to play the prostitute again, especially when you don't know what your role is. You might just fall right back into them them red ruby slippers. You might like them. We're not around here, partner. We don't rock like that. But Chief, is there anything you want to say before we bring the next one on in?
Oh, just like I said, the haters gonna hate, but the enemy is better than the haters.
That's right, because that's your brothers, because they're next to you, they don't know no better. We hope that wisdom gives them barely, and we can come together.
Right. So everybody, peace out.
All love. Creole Wild West in the building. Big Chief Walter Cook. Love you, Chief. Love you, Chief. Man, love you.
Right.
We got more coming. We got a little song coming. We got the show going. It's 8:47. I'm going to step away for a second, get some water, might snack on something. Give us 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Yeah, that's real. I said, but that's what I know.
You got to, because
I can tell a lot of them ignorant to the fact of what's going on. Rise up, man.
rise up. Thank you, Chief.
If we don't go back, I hope everybody look at this. If we don't go together, we should all get together and sit down and say, look, man, y'all young, this is how we think.
Yes.
And we don't get nobody food,
Exactly. Very big Chief. We gonna talk more. Oh, we got
you gotta put a band on it.
That's why I've got to get out by, sometimes I get out by 9:15, 9:20. That's right. Oh, yeah. You're going to be loud, I know you. Well, to the big officer, yeah, I hope y'all enjoying this show. This is epic. Y'all ain't never seen this before, man. Yes. You got your charger for eye for yeah.
I have two of them. I don't have the block here, the block keys, because I can get the charger.
Yeah, give me a charger. We find a block key. Somebody got it. I might have one in the bag.
You're gonna get this right this time. You're gonna be the first chief on the perfect sound, right?
Nah, he's gonna be more this way though. So you can't
Just let me know.
Yeah, he's gonna be closer this way. Cause,
Like, wait, you gotta get in there, right?
yeah, I'm gonna be right here. But Black. Yeah, it's gonna be a little close. All right, we are back. Welcome. Yes, it is fast paced, man. We are back. We have had two big chiefs for the night. Yeah, so far. We are now sitting with our third big chief for the evening. Big Chief Black of the Black Flame Hunters in the building. Say hello. Yeah. Say hello to the world, WBOK, Facebook, and everyone.
Hello out there.
See, we got to raise Chief up. Chiefs are soft-spoken, man. You know what I'm saying? They carry large sticks, man. I think that's what the business. Yes. So I'm gonna get this short thing out the way because this way because we got to focus right there. Yeah. So we are here. Big Chief. The reason why we asked Big Chief to come tonight is because from the time we started this show, the one main I always see, even if he come in for a second, right? Even if he got to come in and come out, every night, I'm talking about the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows, Big Chief watches. And I can't say that for nobody else. You know, it was my sister, Rhonda. Yeah, you know, that's been from day one on it, and has not missed a show. You know, so being our last one here, man, we had to have you come in and then really just tell everybody what you've been thinking of, all the things that you've heard. Because I'm not sure if you was a Hebrew before. I don't know what you thought of. Have you ever heard of Hebrew stuff before you started checking it out? But I really wanted to have your perspective of what you thought of the show thus far.
Well, the show is nice, man. I heard of it. I'm Methodist, but
Mm-hmm.
I heard of it, and I was listening to you. Everything
Mm-hmm.
makes a whole lot of sense.
Awesome.
Very much.
We just try to put the facts out and whatever that is, wherever that leads us, we just try to go there and be led by the Spirit because I was straight altar boy. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother's a devout Catholic. Like, she got so many relics and prayers. And I know for a fact, all the stuff I went through, regardless of who she was praying to, she lit a whole bunch of candles for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A whole bunch of candles. And that got through because I'm still sitting here right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we gotta respect from where we came and understand, you know, where we going with it, you know, and not be shook about things not being what we thought it was, you know. We all are children learning, you know. The greatest philosophers or the greatest thinkers of mine say, you know, it is sad when a person says that they know everything.
Correct.
You leave no room for learning.
For learning. Yeah, everything is a learning process. You'll never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how old you get, you're going
Yeah.
to be there.
And this whole spirituality thing, we are so spiritual in this city. You know, everything we do is spiritual. I mean,
Definitely.
even from the superstitious stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even two people crossing the same pole. We ain't gonna let no black cats walk. I mean,
None of that.
you may want to call that what you want, but that's just the spiritual. We don't want dark energies around us for nothing.
No.
It's amazing a city like that we got graveyard that's above the ground,
Because we really ain't about that life, you know what I'm
ain't
saying?
going up in there like talking about it.
Right,
We don't
right.
have to. We ain't going.
We ain't going to it. So all of us from birth, we either gravitate to some spiritual walk, whether it's Methodist, whether it's Islam, whether it's Catholics. Long as you black and you're not a Jesuit, I'm good with you. But if you if you a Jesuit and you black, man, you got some. I mean, Carlton ain't even the word for you, man. You need to really study. Like it's not cool. But anyway, point being is that we gravitate to that. And we pray that with this show that we've given enough information that people can study on their own if they really want to know. This is an opportunity for you to go and search and get that information yourself, because we are not God, the Most High. We're not angels and saints. We aspire to be. We pray that we bring forth that message and the Ruach HaKodesh, which is that Holy Spirit. But we are men in flesh. We wrapped in flesh. Right. I ain't trying to be nobody's savior. I'm not nobody's savior. Let me say I ain't nobody's savior. You know what I'm saying? I got some information that might be, I got some salvation for you, but I ain't the one, you know? And when you are humble like that, and that's what I love about Big Chiefs in my time that Oba and myself have been going on, man. I have not met a big chief that wasn't humble, because in order to get to that level, you've been knocked down.
Right, correct.
And a testament of a chief is that you never stayed down.
You gotta get back up.
So when it comes to these scripts and it comes to our spirituality, we gotta have that big chief mentality. That if you get knocked down with your thoughts, you keep on going and don't be afraid of what's behind that door, what information is behind that door. Because if once you do, you become a big chief. You know, I like to be a big chief with the Most High. If y'all don't know, chief, the word chief, from the beginning of time, has been used as the head. You realize United States is the chief of staff, or the chief of state, right? Mm-hmm. You have with the devil, he's the chief prince. Right. God gets the chief prince. Everything and chief is only associated with us indigenous people.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It only came from us. If their entire structure, their whole verb of how they talking of what they call imperial, the empire, is a chief. Thank you for being right there, chief. I'm glad I got one in the building. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to.
Definition of a chief, though?
Right.
Can I give you a Noah
Please, hold up. We got Noah Webster. We got a Noah Webster 1828 dictionary moment. Let's make it happen.
about what a chief is. You talk about big chiefs now.
Right.
Talk about big chiefs. That's the chief right here. The highest in office or rank principal as a chief priest, the chief ruler, principal or most eminent in any quality or action, most distinguished, having most influence, commanding most respect, taking the lead, most valuable, most important, a word of extensive use.
Yes. That is chief.
Serious.
Yes. And they're not just a chief here, they're big chiefs. Big old chief. Yeah.
Cutting up.
That's right. So, man, it is a pleasure to sit with men that are humble and hungry and aggressive about being a leader. Right. Man, that there is what I know is of this native, indigenous, aboriginal Inyan culture that we call black masculine or black Indians or Mardi Gras Indians, right. Whatever title. Right now I ain't gonna fight y'all with titles. That's for Wednesday night. Y'all know how we get in on the cultural appropriation. But tonight you can say what you want to say now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that mentality, that's what we're recruiting tonight. That's what we're recruiting. Go to blackmasculine.org. We got Hebrew State of Being coming soon. So, man, let's get our weight up. We got Chiefs coming. Chief Black, thank you for coming, my brother. This is all love. This is ahaba, from a Hebrew stand. This is unconditional, my brother. We rocking until they cut these lights out on us, my brother. Shalom. Yes, we got a short song. We about to bring in Big Chief Daryl Montana, Yellow Pocahontas. Again, thank you, Big Chief Black of the Black Flame Hunters. I know y'all going in this year.
Going hard.
Needle and thread.
That's it.
Yes. All right. So coming next. Oh, we running in because we got to eat tonight, man. You know, I'm starving. You know what I'm saying? Shabbat. You know, I ain't supposed to be working on Shabbat. I'm supposed to be, you know, enjoying this here. You dig? Yeah, y'all can. Oh, yes. That's awesome. Man, it's so much love tonight. WBOK, Facebook, YouTube. We couldn't even get Instagram going. Y'all gonna be all right. We gonna share this with Facebook to Instagram. Y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? But man, this has been so much love tonight, man. And I just give all praises to the Most High, because without Him, we wouldn't be able to do none of this. These men don't come together all the time. These men don't need to. They have men that follow them. Oh, Big Chief in the building.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You got me nervous, man. You got me
You ain't gotta be nervous.
What's
The
happening,
man, the
bro?
myth.
What's happening?
Yes.
What's going on, bro?
Yes. We have the man, the myth. Come on, a little bit
Come on,
closer.
bro. Don't do all that.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do all
Oh, I did
that.
it for them, so I'm gonna do it for you. I got to, because
You ain't
we are
gotta-
over here at Hebrew State of Being. We are giving all praises to the fact that the Most High made chiefs, that the world run by the word chief, from the United States to what we just read as the definition of chiefs, as leaders, as people at the forefront of our community. So that we will honor that. We planning on giving roses out tonight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be dead to get these roses.
I get it, but it's good for people to receive their roses before they leave here.
Yes,
you know?
yes. So I'm gonna introduce. This is Big Chief Daryl Montana of the world famous Yellow Pocahontas. Yes.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes, we're gonna bring
Good
a
night.
little. Yeah, good night. It's been a good night.
everyone.
So we've been talking to the chiefs about this culture and about coming together. When we spoke with Shaka, we talked about the beginning of the cultures here, and from the still dancing to learning from you and really being able to bring all of that in together in his travels, in his studies of culture and the history and knowing about this culture. Bringing in Big Chief Walton, talking about how the mentality of the tribe is us. It's not one. It's not the other person. That is the cornerstone of a tribe. And then bringing Big Chief Black in, and Big Chief talking about how understanding that we, as we're learning as a chief, the thing that impressed me is how humble all big chiefs are. Anyone that's worth his salt as a big chief is humble, because of you've gone through so many things that have knocked you down, and you stood right back up. Never let anything hold you down, and then let other men and inspired other men to do the same.